Welcome back, YouTube. Back at it with a rare non-Ruby what if. This is a what if Naruto became a butler in Zenless Zone 0. Naruto will be shipped with Ellen Joe, and their relationship is at the forefront of the story, as it is more of a romance story, with the building of that relationship taking precedence over the action of the story. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe if you like this sort of content. And if you do like this story, leave a like and a comment. I am currently writing most of these what-ifs, and feedback genuinely helps. Now sit back, relax, click on the links below if you would like to follow along. Here is the first part of A Foxy Butler. Thank you for coming with me, a young Theron lass in a maid outfit said as she strode along with a young blonde with spiky locks dressed in a uniform butler attire on a crowded, bustling city street. Despite their outfits, they didn't stand out. Maids and butlers were a common sight in New Eridu, and at this time of the day, they were at their busiest. This is the third time this week this client has specifically requested you and no one else. I am duty-bound to ensure your safety, the young man replied, casually screwing his nose as he glanced up into the apartment complex with a mild amount of disgust. This place reeks. How does he afford our services? Is he a proxy? Can't be a very good one. Too much junk food in the state of his place. The Theron's shark tail swayed behind her as she walked up the stairs, sending a shade glare back at her partner. And I don't need you to protect me. Yeah, I know, trust me, I know. The blonde snorted at both statements before rubbing his jaw, 3 clear claw marks visible on his cheek. But Rina asked, so I am not about to let you go alone. Which I'm thankful for. This guy is, The Theron made several ick motions with her face before her expression shifted to professional upon reaching their destination and knocking on the door. Ah, Ellen! A very slovenly man opened the apartment door with enthusiasm that immediately faded upon seeing the young butler. Who are you? Victoria Housekeeping, at your service, Naruto bowed alongside Ellen, adjusting his position yet remaining quite welcoming, his gaze bored into the man's. We're here to assist with whatever your commands are. Cook, clean, landscaping, if need be, to take out the trash. A butler? I know, it's weird, right? I thought I would have been a shinobi by now. Things change. I barely remember my home. I was a kid when I found myself on the streets of Eridu. One moment, I was walking with the old man, and next I found myself in a strange new world. Looking back on it, what I experienced back then was likely a hollow. I'm not sure what else it could have been, but my world changed because of it. I wasn't surrounded by shinobi or kunoichi. Don't get me wrong, there were still ninjas around. Uncle Lycian set me up with a local shinobi to help me train, since it was something I had wanted since I was a kid. Uncle Lycian? Oh, he found me when I was wandering the streets one day, and to this day, I still don't know why he took me in, helped me become a gentleman. Or tried to, as Ellen would say. Still calls me a wild child. Shh, I'll show her. I'll be the best damn gentleman there ever was. But this is now my life. In the afternoons, I work as a butler at Victoria Housekeeping Company with Lycian, Ellen, Corin, and Alexandrina, while during the day I go to school. And on some days, when a hollow overtakes part of the city, they got to experience the awesome part of our job. After all, a butler must serve his master and clean up. He was running late again. Why did school have to start so early in the morning? Naruto shook his head. The mornings were always rough on him, and it wasn't because he slept in. He had long since outgrown that childish behavior. Although it was nice on the weekends. No, he had a strict training regimen enforced by his sensei Kurenai, even when she wasn't around. She had drilled them into his head until that laziness was beaten out of him. The problem was that those drills took most of his morning to complete. He barely had time to make ramen breakfast. Sure, it was 3 minutes, and he ate it even faster, ignoring the mysterious fruit that showed up on his basket on a small table every week. Whoever was breaking into his home to do that was gonna get an earful. It was the principle of the matter, damn it. Grumbling as he closed the door to his apartment, Naruto's eyes were treated to a glorious sight. 2 thick, firm, and powerful legs swayed back and forth down the hall, before swiftly passing him. His eyes followed, landing upon that voluptuous rump and thick tail. He could just devour them. Eyes up! Ellen's tail slapped him in the cheek, spinning Naruto slightly from the force. Could you be normal for once? Mornin', Ellen. Naruto rubbed his jaw and grinned before cocking his neck. Me? Normal? I don't know why I bothered to ask. Ellen clicked her tongue before turning around, sending a shaded look his direction. You're lucky I waited. Did you do your homework? Well, about that. Naruto nervously chuckled while scratching his neck. Ah, you are hopeless, Ellen exhaled, exasperated with him. With another stare, she removed her homework and shoved it towards Naruto. You owe me. Got a box of them with your name on them. Naruto zipped open his backpack and tossed a case of lollipops to the shark Theron. Whatever, Ellen huffed after catching her treats. She popped it open, took off the wrapper, and stuffed it into the corner of her mouth. Slipping the rest of the case into her backpack, she scoffed and turned down the hall. Now let's get moving. We're running late. Right behind you, Naruto grinned, causing Ellen to stop and send a dark glance at him. I don't know why I bother putting up with your antics, she huffed, and continued forward, uncaring. Wasn't worth the energy, he assumed. Good for him. He would get a fantastic view on the way to school. Why did he always beat Ellen to work? Naruto frowned, slipping into his vest. It was weird that she worked here as well. They had been friends since he was a little boy, went to school with one another, moved into the same apartment complex within a month of each other. And now they had the same job? If he didn't know better, it seemed as if someone was following him. Or the other way around. Naruto scoffed. He knew it was entirely coincidental, but it was peculiar. At least I get to work with my frenemy, Naruto grunted as he slid on the last piece of his uniform and looked into the mirror, checking for any minor imperfections. Didn't want Ellen commenting on it later. Spry as ever, Naruto's attention shifted to see Lycian entering the changing room, a smile on his muzzle. The suit fits you well. Thank you, Uncle. Naruto bowed respectfully before he cocked an eyebrow. Do I already have a commission for the day? It's not another bachelorette party, is it? No, I promise that won't happen again, Lycian responded with slight amusement while shaking his head. His expression shifted to a more serious note. I'll be out of the building for the rest of the day. Mayor? Naruto mused. Lycian nodded at his assumption. Indeed, it will take most of the day. I'm putting you in charge of the office while I'm out. Me? Naruto responded, surprised but with a sense of eagerness, thinly hidden behind his calm demeanor. He was in charge? Suck it, Ellen. His expression soured before sending Lycian a doubting glance. Rina is usually in charge. What gives? Why am I tasked with keeping the building in check? She on assignment was to take Korin into that small hollow that emerged in old Eridu. Lycian thoughtfully responded, arms crossed over his massive chest. Naruto instantly caught on to the meaning. They were training. And you won't be the only one, Lycian added, much to Naruto's dismay. I will also be assigning Ellen to secretary work to give you some company. Everything was prim and proper. It took devoted dedication and an iron will to see it through. But the reception room of their office was finally cleaned, not a speck of dust in sight. He was almost proud of his accomplishment. If it weren't for the lazy shark Theron, who was tiredly slumped forward on the reception desk, who had left him to do all the cleanup on his own accord, Naruto repressed the urge to growl, the desire to snap back at her. It was paramount for a gentleman to retain his composure at all times, even when the bane of their ire so dared to yawn. Oh, he hated Ellen Joe. Her dumb, smug, lackadaisical face. Her sharp, pointy teeth were visibly exposed in her lolled mouth. Her slick tongue that lapped at the tip of the lollipop. Naruto furiously flushed, snapping his attention away from Ellen. Down. Bad thoughts. Ellen was the enemy, not a friend. Unless they were working on a job together. Ellen raised her head curiously from the desk. She cocked her head, noticing Naruto's flushed cheeks, but shrugged, gazing around at the office. Oh, sorry. I must have dozed off again. As usual, Naruto mocked under his breath and rolled his eyes. Ellen raised a brow. She knew she heard him, but Ellen shrugged it off. Probably too much of a hassle to deal with. Only put forth the effort when necessary or fun. In many ways, mimicking the real anime she was kin to. Or was she? Naruto had no idea how it worked. Theron biology mystified him. Has Rina returned with Korin yet? Ellen asked, sitting fully up while her lollipop swayed on the corner of her lips. Or Lycian? I want to get back. I have a lot of homework tonight. You aren't the only one, Naruto deadpanned. They went to the same school. Were in the same grade. They had many of the same classes. He grimaced. Oh, how he hated homework. And, Ellen quirked her brow at Naruto, I plan on doing my homework tonight instead of making a gigantic hot pot of ramen and playing games all night. Naruto glowered. She read him like a book. Not that it was difficult. He had the same routine most days, unless it was a day with one of their unusual job requests. Those days were fun. It's fine. You can copy it in the morning when I come over. Just try to make it look like you did the work this time. Ellen stretched her arms upward, Naruto's eyes betraying him briefly to catch the bounce of her. His attention shifted to her cold, calculated expression as she stared at him. As long as you got it. Otherwise. Well, you know. Naruto blinked. It took him a moment to register what Ellen was referencing. Then he flashed a grin, and out of his pockets, Naruto slyly caught a retro game cartridge between his fingers. Oh, I found it. You were in luck. The oldie video store happened to be renting it. Ellen flashed a rare smile before her expression returned to its usual indifference. Good. We're still on for tomorrow? You know it, Naruto laughed before glowering at Ellen. I'm free all weekend, so you better not bail like last time. Ellen shrugged her shoulders but nodded, her gaze shifting to the opening door as the bell rang. All my friends had something to come up this weekend, so it should be unless a job comes up. Afternoon, Rina. Korin. No trouble, I assume? None at all. It was cleaned up without issue, Rina smiled and bowed at Ellen's greeting. Well, it was time-consuming. Sorry for making you stay after work hours, Korin winced before bowing in forgiveness. Worry not, we took care of the office while everyone was away. Naruto respectfully returned the bow, ignoring the roll of Ellen's eyes and silently mouthing off. Naruto hid his rising agitation. She knew what buttons to press. Now, no fighting at the workplace, Rina playfully scolded Ellen and Naruto with a smile. She then withdrew 2 letters from beneath her apron. Lycian won't be back for much later tonight. He entrusted me with your checks after work. Here you are. Don't spend it all over the weekends, dears. We won't, Ellen and Naruto gestured respectfully upon receiving their wages. However, their eyes clashed, and Ellen muttered under her breath, "Better not spend it all on ramen again. Better not ask me for spare Denny for lunch after blowing it on karaoke night," Naruto countered, only for a chill to run up his spine as Naruto and Ellen froze in place. A spectral dread filled them as Rina eerily snuck up behind them, her two bangbu rising like phantoms behind her. Her smile was too sweet as she gingerly touched their shoulders. "No more bickering. People might start to think you are sweet on one another." Despite Alexandrina's terrifying aesthetic, Naruto and Ellen's indignation rose to the surface, replacing the fear as their attention focused solely on one another. "We're not going out!" It was a long walk back. Naruto didn't want to say a word. Didn't want anyone thinking anything weird about them as they walked home together. He was sure Ellen was on the same page. Nothing strange about them walking about together at night at New Eridu. They lived in the same apartment complex. They had been friends as long as he remembered being in New Eridu. They were once really close friends when they were little. He maybe even had a crush. Over 10 years and we still live just around the corner from one another. Ellen scoffed before her features sunk quickly, glancing at Naruto as they approached their complex. "The more things change, the more they stay the same, I suppose," Naruto chuckled, reminiscing on those times before she mentioned anything. He shrugged and pulled out his keycard, swiping open the door. "Ladies first." "Not after this morning," Ellen glowered, crossing her arms over her buxom chest. However, she faintly smiled as she gestured her head forward. "You first. Only fair, Mr. Gentleman." Naruto squinted his gaze before clicking his tongue. Spoil sport. Now, why did it feel like someone was watching him? Something felt off. He swore he caught Ellen's gaze lift as he turned around, but that didn't bother him. It was only fair game. No. Is something wrong? Ellen had turned, her gaze sharply piercing into the darkness of the city, searching the same streets. "I thought I sensed something." Naruto scanned the darkness for a moment longer, his eyes sharpening onto the top of the nearby complex for a brief second. "Did something move?" "I guess not." Naruto shook his head, allowing the door to the complex to close. "Fine." Ellen gave Naruto a dissatisfied but measured glare. She huffed before heading down the hall. "See you tomorrow. Do your homework for once." "No promises." "Have a good night," Naruto waved, his eyes drifting slightly to glimpse those well-toned thighs, before his gaze shifted to the glass door. Naruto didn't want to worry Ellen or involve her in his suspicions. Didn't want to burn her energy before tomorrow's gaming session. Otherwise, she would just be lazing about all day. All was good. And it wasn't as if there was something dangerous that wouldn't have been taken care of by the military nearby. A hollow wasn't just going to open up and swallow New Eridu. Hopefully. Unfortunately, it wouldn't have been the first time. There was a reason it was called New Eridu. Slowly rising from the shadows, a masked man stood and peered down from the building on which he was perched. He observed his target from above as he entered his apartment building, watching studiously, like always. Too close. He was getting better, more aware of his surroundings. With a simple nod, the man in the mask faded into darkness, as if he had never been there. And that is the first part of What If Naruto Became a Butler in ZZZ. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, maybe one of these videos on the screen will be something you like. Until next time, my friends, take care and be nice to one another. Peace.